This is the Agentic Executive. Today's briefing focuses on a key insight you can use to increase clarity, leverage, and decision-making power. Here's the promise. 1 core insight, 3 Provenance signals you should capture, and 1 concrete 2-week action you can run tomorrow to preserve knowledge capital without slowing your agents. The core insight. When an agent makes a decision, the record of why and how it made that decision is your organization's durable knowledge capital. Lose the provenance, and you lose the ability to audit, learn, and compose autonomy economically.
Why provenance matters in practice. First, audits and compliance. Provenance turns opaque agent behavior into an auditable trail without manual transcription. Second, troubleshooting. A compact trail cuts mean time to repair by revealing the decision path, not just the final output. Third, knowledge transfer. When people or systems change, provenance is the way decisions carry forward as reusable lessons. And fourth, economic composability. If you can reliably attach outcomes and costs to decisions, you can treat autonomy as modular, priceable capital rather than a black box.
Signal 1. Intent. Capture what the agent was instructed or optimized to do, not a long transcript, but a compact intent envelope. At minimum, log the objective, the explicit goal or reward, the decision horizon, one-time action versus ongoing policy, priority level, and any guardrail constraints. Include the policy or contract version and the effective optimization metric. Why this matters? Intent prevents mistaken agency. When you know what the agent thought it was doing, you can distinguish misspecification from execution failure. Keep the intent schema short, a few fields that are easy to produce and machine-readable.
Patterns create power. Treat intent like a contract. If you can compare intent envelopes across decisions, you detect drift, misalignment, and deliberate policy changes quickly. Make intent the first column in any provenance query.
Signal 2. Context. Log the minimal contextual snapshot that makes the decision reproducible and explainable. That means inputs used, data pointers or hashes, timestamps, model or agent version, relevant runtime state, and active constraints or exception flags. Capture environmental signals that materially change behavior, feature toggles, market state, or regulatory flags, but avoid dumping raw telemetry. The goal is a compact recipe, enough to recreate the decision, not everything that happened on the server. Use identifiers and checksums for large inputs, so logs stay lightweight and verifiable.
Signal 3. Outcome and trajectory. Record the immediate outputs, the expected next steps the agent kicked off, and short-term feedback you observe within a defined window. That means the action, downstream calls initiated, and whether immediate validation checks passed. Crucially, record short-term trajectory signals. Did downstream metrics move in the intended direction over a 1 to 72-hour window, and did any compensating actions occur? Tie these to your economic SLOs, cost per decision, error rate, and realized value. Outcome logs close the learning loop and let you tie intent to actual economic impact. Micro-playbook, implementable steps that keep provenance low friction and tamper-evident. First, adopt a minimal logging schema, intent envelope, contact snapshot with input hashes, outcome record, and a reference to any human approvals. Second, write logs to an append-only store. Immutability is essential. Use write-once buckets, ledger tables, or chainable checksums. Third, attach cryptographic checksums or signatures to batches and run periodic integrity audits. Fourth, enforce retention and access policies. Short-term high-resolution for troubleshooting, aggregated long-term for learning, role-based access for sensitive fields. Fifth, control cost with sampling and summarization. Sample non-critical flows and compress raw inputs behind references. Last, provide simple query primitives executives need. Show me decisions by objective, by agent version, and by economic outcome.
Precision drives agency. Sample aggressively where the marginal value is low, and capture comprehensively where decisions are high leverage. Start with 100% capture for a narrow workflow, and apply progressive sampling for lower risk paths. Instrument dashboards that surface drift and outlier decisions, so governance can scale without turning every alert into a page.
Action step. Run a 2-week pilot on one high-leverage workflow. Day 1, define the intent schema with 3 fields: goal, priority, and constraint hash. Day 2, define the context snapshot with input hashes, agent version, and 1 environment flag. Day 3, define outcome fields and a 72-hour trajectory window for feedback. Instrument the agent to write the 3-part log to an append-only endpoint and surface 3 metrics daily: coverage, what % of decisions include a full provenance record, mean time to root cause, how quickly you can trace a misdecision to intent or context, and signal to noise, ratio of useful provenance events to total events. At the end of 2 weeks, review added latency, storage cost, and value delivered. Iterate the schema accordingly. This keeps provenance lightweight and ensures you preserve optionality.
Rapid recap. The 1 insight, provenance equals knowledge capital. The 3 signals, intent, context, outcome, and trajectory. The 1 action, a 2-week pilot capturing those signals for a single high-leverage workflow, measured by coverage, time to root cause, and signal to noise. Subscribe for the daily brief. We publish concise playbooks like this so you can move faster with less risk. Make the pilot tomorrow, measure in 2 weeks, and iterate. Stay agentic. You've been listening to the Agentic Executive. Apply what you learned today and make your next move count.